Hi, David here. This is what happens when the jobs don't go perfectly the way you plan them. You hit a water main. That's my son there on the jackhammer. Happened to hit it. We're gonna show how to repair it. David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. We're starting to lay out. What we're doing here is we're going to just lay a PVC pipe, a 3/4 from this planter to the lawn. We're getting it in there before we put the new concrete driveway in. So we took a look at the meter in the street, and then it's a straight line with where it goes into the house, which is 2 feet over from where he's jackhammering. So we assumed the main was over about 2 feet, but it wasn't. They 90'd over at some point. So he hit it right here, and all the water sprayed into the garage. Luckily, we didn't wait and call the city to turn this water main off. Otherwise, we would have had a huge flood here. So we were able to turn it off at the meter right away. And this line happened to be an 1.25 inch copper line. Really big main service, actually. I think that 1 inch is the biggest I've run into on these residentials, but that's 1.25 inches there, and a lot of pressure. So just that little bit of time that water ran right there, we ended up with a nice mud hole. The owner came out right away on this, of course, because we had to turn the water off of the house. He was interested in that. As you can see why he would be in this kind of situation. But it's not really that big a deal when you run into this a lot, like I do. You just fix it. You gotta fix it the same day, otherwise they're gonna go without water overnight. So what I did is I cut out a chunk of the damaged pipe. Then I'm gonna sand it down so where it looks brand new again, the pipe. They had some nice steel, some nice copper pipe in here. They used to look like it was a L type pipe, so that's pretty thick. It's not your basic roll stuff. Now here's the flex paste we used, and here's the solder, a lead-free solder. Now the type of couplings that I used on this, I used couplings with no stop in the coupling itself. Oh, by the way, that hat that I'm wearing there, it's some kind of keep cool type fabric. I tried it out on this day. Didn't work at all. Doesn't help. I think it actually makes your head hotter, so I don't recommend them. But I'm willing to try anything, stay cool on a hot day, but that definitely wasn't the answer. I think it's great for a dry climate, but with a high humidity, it does absolutely nothing. But here we are in the copper, those no stop couplings. I could slide them back and forth on the pipe. I also marked the copper so I knew exactly how far to slide the coupling, so I knew I was half and half on the splice. Now the problem with these water lines is residual water in the line. So what I did was I actually opened the main at just ahead of the meter on the street. I actually cracked it there so all the water would drain out of the pipe to the lowest point in the yard, which is at the street. I actually opened it up there. There's a little rubber gasket in there, and that's what makes the seal. It's kind of like a water hose. Screwing that on, you got the same connection right down here, just in front of the meter. That's your on and off. And then on the other side of the meter, which is the house side, that's where you disconnect and let the water flow out. That way you can get a good solder. So any residual water in that line makes it impossible to get a good seal. So we've got that done. We pressurized it, and it worked like a charm. Now here's the future PVC pipe that will be used for the new irrigation of the lawn at some point. Now, due to the trees along the street here, they've been, in there for quite some time, 60 years plus, and they're large pines. The roots are everywhere, and you can see that form is a lot lower than the lawn because the roots have jacked up the whole front yard, basically. So we took it back down, got the roots out. But anyway, you can see the video when we're actually doing the concrete and the removal. That's going to be in our next video upload. This one was just kind of the broken water line and things that go wrong on a job that you have to deal with. Thanks for watching and have a good day.